Yo, so quickly, provide your clients with an expectation so that nothing in your client relationship is open-ended. It will save you time, your client will respect you, and all will be well. I have made the mistake when I was doing a lot of logo and graphic work for clients, not having a structure or giving them expectations on what to expect, what's the order of this, how's the payment work, all of that. It was just kind of freelancing. And usually freelancers they don't have a structure. They don't have, none of that's really there. Only thing they think that it requires is just quoting a price and then getting to work. I'll do it in 3 days. And then maybe you do a deposit, maybe not, you know, and that's pretty much, we crawl before we walk in that way. We start off super unstructured and disorderly. And that's how it was for me. It was just, I'll do this, give it 3 days. If you want 1 day, it's going to cost you a little more, but typically I may take 3 to 5 days, whatever. I'll send it like this. Send you like an approval. All of this stuff, it was super out of order. It was super just whack. And the client ended up thinking that we were friends. They ended up thinking that we had this open, free-flowing, connective relationship. And while that's okay with some people that I have worked with consistently, that they know how to turn off, they know when and when not to step in and out of that position, where we'll have a conversation and we can bounce ideas because we have that relationship. But others, they think that we can do that. And I've only allowed that and opened that door for that. But ultimately, I've ended up exhausted, frustrated, sour. The client relationship it just grew sour and it wasn't good. This is why you want to have every expectation set. Come up with a template in advance for if you do logos or graphic work, for instance, how much you may charge. Maybe you want to offer three different options. How many revisions are you going to offer in that, included with your price? If they want more beyond those revisions, it's going to cost them more, because you don't want to ever leave a client to think that you're supposed to figure it out for them. They're shopping around. You're not always going to have you're not always going to be working with the right designer or whatever, graphic artist, whatever. It's not always going to be that way. If you stress yourself out trying to be the one who makes their logo right and it has to match everything, then you're going to grow extremely exhausted. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to get angry. Do not sacrifice your time, your integrity, all of that for the bag. I promise you, it's not worth it. It's not going to serve you well in the long run. You're only going to grow bitter and tired. Don't do it. Okay? There is a such thing as having a poor client relationship. There's also a such thing as being a poor business owner or a poor freelancer. But there's also an important thing to know. There are terrible clients out here too. There are terrible clients. Accountability can be taken in all positions. Right now, I am kind of signaling out the poor client relationships and the poor clients, because some clients do think that because they pay you, if they've given you a deposit, that they are now lording over the project. And that's where it gets sour real quick, okay? So if you set the boundaries, if you set the expectations, and then you direct the flow of the project, if they don't like it, they don't like it. If you want to set it to where it's non-refundable, it can be non-refundable. But remember, you put that time in to create that logo, that design, if they like it or they don't. Do not forget that. That was time you put in. So whether you want to charge them 30% or something for a refund, they're not to get all that money back. Don't do it to yourself. Now, you can give them all that money back and then take that logo and do something with it and post it as your work. You can do whatever you want to do with it. It's still your work, but remember, that time that was set aside for you and that client, you ain't getting that time back. Stop playing games with yourself and undercharging, all that stuff that we have tended to do and that we do just to build our portfolio. Sometimes we have sucky ass clients that are not worth being added to our portfolios. And even still, that work you've done that they don't want can still be a part of your portfolio. Build your portfolio without client work, you'll still be okay. But don't sacrifice and whore yourself or slut yourself out for the bag when there's other good clients out there. Trust me, I know. I've had great clients. All of my the books I've illustrated for, all those authors, amazing clients. I had some really great clients I worked with doing logos and graphics. Some others I don't. There are some friends I will never work with. There's some friends I have worked with. Some family I will never work with. Some family I have worked with. It all takes, and one, you build the experience and getting to know people and all that stuff too. But you begin to develop the discernment a mile away. Some people, I have observed them in business in general. They are terrible in business. I will never want them to be my clients, ever. Because they're terrible clients. They're terrible people in business. So it just, build your experience, build a portfolio, but you don't necessarily need clients to showcase your skill when it comes to graphic or digital work like that. It will carry you far. It will carry you to have some experience, but don't just pick anyone because they want you, and people who choose you because they're close to you, they're close by. Sometimes you can just say, okay, I'm not the one for you. I'm closed for business. Whatever you got to do, but keep in mind that as much as you are a creator, you still have time, you still have energy, you still have emotions, you still have a mind, you still have your spirit, you have everything else that you need to take care of. Take care of all of you in these business relationships so that you can stay up and flowing well to serve other people. Like, your work is not for just this one person. Preserve your energy, all right? Have that structure, set the expectations early on, and watch how smooth you'll flow.